Welcome back to The Good Show. We're moving into StarCraft 2. Please remember, at the end of the show, I'm going to be doing this. Stick around. It's going to be big.
Yeah.
It's going to be about me. I love this. I love those segments. Of course, you just saw a picture of Marlin on Twitter. She's actually been in the studio for every single show we've done, but she's not normally allowed above the desk. But she's made her way out. Sorry.
That's how we like them.
Apparently, I'm rather sexist, and that's a problem that I'm working on. Anyway, either way, the Dota 2 stuff, just to kind of recap that with the ESL, because a good point is the ESL, yeah, they're doing a league system, so we'll see how that goes, but I think we'll get Sing's team, and with the Sing's team stuff, we'll do Friday. You guys can ask them questions about the team, what they're going to be doing, who's playing what roles, and so you can join us live on Friday. Anywho, in StarCraft 2, when the Good Show finally turns into a news show, because someone knows what the hell they're talking about, it's Mike in the corner. How's it going, Mike?
Good.
Yeah, boy. Alright, let's do it.
I mean, I can't believe how long it takes some of these goddamn Dota players to GG. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know.
Losers.
They just sit there in the game.
Okay, so news in StarCraft 2. Did you enjoy your Dota 2, though?
Yeah.
You were pretty fucking drunk.
I mean, I've been a lot drunker than that, but I was pretty drunk. It's a good time.
Okay. Did you enjoy seeing us lose or win?
I mean, at one point, I looked at the bracket, and I was like, fuck, if they get to the winter bracket finals, like, I'm not going to be able to walk, so it was a kind of relief that you guys lost, but it was a little bit pathetic, so. Especially because they were, like, throws. Like, there was one game that was just, like, so utterly thrown. Like,
we threw it, yeah.
I can't remember now.
No, it's because you didn't buy sentries. No sentries anywhere.
The French. Fuck the French.
Three smoke ganks plus a Nyx, and it's like no sentries. Why?
All right.
Just bad.
Amateurs.
Calm down with the knowledge, Semmler, seriously, because otherwise you'll be taking Toby's job.
I think a spastic monkey could look at that and be like, why aren't they doing this? Like, why is no sentries? We were commentating it and wondering.
A spastic monkey did look at it, Semmler.
And he understood. He's the one who actually wrote in with the fucking feedback.
Anyway, in Dota 2 news, resume from replays and group replays have been added to Heart of the Swarm beta. So you're able to watch replays as a group. You're able to resume from a replay. Mike, everyone sucking Blizzard off over this. Like, oh my god, it's the next best thing.
What? It's something that they've been asking about for ages.
Technically, I guess, is the next best thing that they've done. Like, it's a good thing.
There's nothing really.
Should have been out 2 years ago. Though.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I said.
They've been asking about it for ages.
It's long overdue, but it's here now. So I mean, I'm not the kind of person who'd be like, "This is the greatest thing ever. Thank you so much, Blizzard." But it's a step in the right direction. So I mean, I want to see more features, more like actual innovation, not something that's been on the to-do list.
Have you tried resuming a game from a replay?
No, I've kind of looked at the interface, but I was on Twitter while you guys were on the show, and the IM Heart of the Swarm show matches are going on now. They already had a disconnect, and I think they already resumed from a replay.
Do they get to put in the time that they want to resume from?
Yeah, you can, like, you can jump in at any point in the game. So, I mean,
that's cool.
Another big thing is, like, it will, especially in the Kespa teams, like, revolutionize how they train, because you can just go to a certain point in the game and just repeat that. You can do late game scenarios, like, that's really big. And to like resume, okay, thank God that's in, but to be able to resume from any point is definitely like a feature.
I actually didn't think that at all. Sorry, NewmaN. I didn't think of that idea, being able to set up a scenario, resume from it, and play it over and over again. That's going to be huge for training.
Yeah, and I mean, you can resume from, like, it does have to be your own replay, so you can resume from someone else's, so I imagine there could be, like, some funny kind of replay. I mean, you'll have, like, training replays, but I bet there could be, like, some other kind of funny scenario.
We get Apollo, right, to resume from moments that people lost in tournaments that he commentated and said they shouldn't have lost. And we get his opponent to be the opponent that was in the finals and have Apollo play the guy that threw the game and see if he can win it. That would be a whole new show concept.
Yeah.
2013.
We're not resuming when I fly into his basic Mutalisks. That's staying. That's not changing.
That's a really cool feature for fans as well. If you could download someone's replay and see if they could do it better, or if they, what they would do in that situation.
It's going to be useful
major
for learn to
feature.
plays. I mean, that's definitely the case. Learn
Yeah.
to plays are going to be great from here on out.
So yeah, that's really, really cool from Blizzard, of course. I still think, as I posed the question on NASL, and Lauren said it was a great question, and she didn't read it out, bitch, was that, yeah, like, everyone's really happy with Blizzard because they've done it, but at the same time, it's like, I just personally feel that a lot of the features that they should have had in game that are quite obvious to develop and quite important, especially because StarCraft is getting most of its exposure these days after launch from the esports scene, that they should have focused on those features for each.
It's good to see one of the big publishers or developers actually listening as well to the esports community, compared to like shitty publishers like EA and DICE who don't give a shit about the esports community, but use it as a buzzword basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Also
good to
worth
see.
noting, I guess, is they started putting in the features for global play. So pretty soon it should be that when you load up the client, you won't need to have 4 different 8 gig clients installed to be able to play on all the servers.
You
But
mean your hard drive is going to be happier?
well,
I don't have space right now, you know?
Yeah, that's really aggravating. But I mean, just like I have, I think like 5, maybe 4 or 5 StarCraft accounts. So it's like you only need one, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Next in news, IPL $10,000 DICE event featuring Grubby, Lucifron, Scarlet, and Violet. What is this? What is the DICE event?
It's a $10,000 tournament featuring Scarlet, Luciferon, Grubby,
And
and Violet.
correct, right.
It's one of the showmatch series, I guess.
What's DICE? What is that like?
Isn't it what you just said? Isn't it like the
The one of those
developer
shitty
thing?
companies?
Yeah, it's the people you. Yeah.
Is it them?
It's not them.
It's not
I mean,
DICE.
they're calling it
DIC.
DICE.
DIC.
Okay,
probably
it's
something to do with
something.
Vegas.
It's in Vegas. It's
Dedicated
some
to the
kind-
ideals: design, innovate, communicate, entertain.
They wrote it in caps, so it actually looks like
It's
DICE,
an
the
annual
company that
conference
made
bringing
Battlefield.
together the biggest and brightest stars
And
in the
I-
gaming industry. So there you have it.
And
ladies
I
and
like DICE, by the way.
Yeah, so
They're
it's actually really similar to, they did one a while ago at Hot Import Nights, which is like a car show in San Francisco. And so it's the same format, just like a GSL style group. I think it'll be a really cool tournament. And I don't think it's gotten too much press, so hopefully people watch it because, I mean, getting esports in different venues, blah, 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 you know, it's great, isn't it, right? So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's an interesting tournament.
They're really setting up in Las Vegas. Yeah, APL. That's quite
Yeah.
interesting to see.
Yep.
And I mean, $10,000 for 4 players, right? That's, I mean, I think
Everybody's gonna
if
get
you
a
get
payout.
last, you get $1,000. If you win, you get 5. Like it's,
And you get to go to Vegas.
yeah, you get to lose it all.
All right, yeah. So, rumors regarding Quantic. There's been some talks since Quantic announced they were shutting down. I think it was Mark was the owner of Quantic.
Yeah, Mark Froz.
And what's the rumors about Quantic? What's going on with
It's
them?
not Quantic, is it? It's that 4-Not and
It's Gosu.
And Gosu are merging.
And
It's basically
becoming
soon,
Quantic.
Becoming
They're
Quantic?
gonna, the quote unquote rumors here are they're gonna relaunch under the Quantic brand.
Okay.
And then the third kind of piece of the puzzle there is that Hyun will be the big star player that they're gonna pick up, and it's gonna be a big roster. But I mean, Hyun is a huge player. Yeah, it's Mark coming back, and then 4-Not and it's Gosu. So
And it was leaked or rumored by Scoots, is that correct?
Yeah, it was leaked by Scoots on Twitter.
On Twitter.
He loves Mark.
Yeah, that's the
the
thing,
big-
isn't it?
yeah.
It's
He loves
like,
him, yeah.
I'm not sure they're on best terms. And, you know, when Mark actually shut down Quantic, he gave me a phone call because we mentioned it on the show, and we had like a 30-minute heart-to-heart. It was fine.
counseling with James Harding.
Yeah.
Really?
But he actually mentioned, like, you know, because he wanted to kind of clarify some stuff. He was like, look, you know, we didn't want to spend all this money on this big team house. We didn't want to do exactly this. But we had these investors, which were basically investors investing in esports because it was cool and they had money and they wanted to have this kind of stuff. So it wasn't necessarily what he was saying, like all his decision making, etc., in terms of what the house was, because they paid a lot of money. But of course, you know, that's all.
It
So
wasn't
they-
me, it was them.
Yeah,
Well, it
well,
sounds
yeah.
like
It's quite easy blaming others, like Hellspawn is saying. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, this show shit because of
the reason
wEppas.
Quantic died after a while was that they made bad business decision after a bad business decision for a year, basically.
Yeah, so we'll see how they
Shit
come
on
back,
the money.
and they're going to be merging with 4-Not and It's Gosu, and yeah, one has been leaked as the guy, so Sirskud's leaking, but, you know, Mike, you've said what you needed to say on that, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could talk about, like, I don't know. There's not really much else to say.
Not much
I
to
guess.
say. It's
I
really
mean,
just Quantic, the rebirth, Phoenix.
yeah,
like,
I mean,
from the
it's
ashes.
kind of interesting because I thought if they're going to bring Quantic back, they'd kind of do it more like, you know, start something small and then grow it from there. But I mean, if they keep all those players on the two teams, they're going to have like a 20-player roster. I mean, obviously they're not going to be paying them all, but still having that many players and then picking up the biggest free agent, that's not kind of starting things gradually. That's just sprinting out of the gate.
It's almost like a repeat of Quantic.
Exactly. That's
That's
what
what
Yeah.
they did at the
Are they
beginning.
going to be named Quantic?
Yes.
Yeah, because I like that because it's a strong brand. I would say like I get good vibes. Get that red part. Like I think it's
Yeah, it's a decent brand to start
if
with.
they can pick it up for free or kind of cheap, and just be named Quantic because Mark liked the Quantic legacy to keep going. It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they've got a League of Legends team as well, don't they? Fortnite. So they might be multi-gaming from the get-go, basically.
We'll find out.
They used to
So
have one
stay
just-
tuned for the announcements about Quantic. Scoots will Kevin news, who knows. But anyway, so moving on. IPL 6 to possibly hold open bracket for Heart of the Swarm. Now this is interesting because IPL is meant to be Wings of Liberty as the big finish for them, the last probably Wings of Liberty they do, which is going to be in March. And what's this open bracket or possible open bracket for Heart of the Swarm for them mean?
They started with Frank, their kind of operations guy, tweeting like, "Do people want an open bracket?" And then I think he got massive response to that. And then today, Kevin Knock, formerly Cat's Pajamas, tweeted that it's he said like almost confirmed or something.
Said it's a done deal.
Yeah, so
Soft confirm or something like that.
yeah. So I mean, I sent him a tweet asking like how big, right? Because I talked to Frank on Skype and he was like, yeah, maybe 32 slots or something. And it's like, to me, 32 slots isn't like, that's not a massive open bracket, right? But Kevin said they're going to reach out to teams, see how much interest there is. And I mean, I think it's smart. I think it makes a lot of sense.
So does that mean IPL 6 is going to be Heart of the Swarm entirely?
No, they
No.
will not be
Yeah.
changing a thing about the Wings of Liberty setup.
It's a separate-
as-
So
as-
so the open bracket in Heart of the Swarm is just a side tournament.
It's a side.
yeah,
It's not
I
an
guess-
open bracket that goes into the tournament.
No, it would just be like a big open tournament. Essentially, I mean,
Okay.
they were going to have an 8-man invitational, and now they'll have maybe some invited. I mean, I don't know if they'd seed some invited players in deeper or something, but they're just going to have a big bracket where anyone can sign up, and yeah.
I don't think they're also pleased with Wings of Liberty decision, so now they're trying to
I mean,
squeeze
Well,
around
I
with
was-
something.
I was kind of kicking around with this.
I
idea
wish they
earlier.
just changed it to Heart of the Swarm. I know
Yeah.
it would fuck with people a little bit, but it's way more interesting for viewers.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
Well,
it's-
Jay, what I was thinking earlier when
Yeah,
I was kicking
what
around
August?
with Mike is that it's actually, in fact, an answer to MLG not having an open bracket, and the fact that they're like, well, we could capitalize perhaps on that.
like I think that makes a lot of sense because I think there were a lot of teams probably budgeting for that MLG
Exactly.
Dallas event, saying, okay, we're going to send our 5 players here, blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, if MLG is going to be covering all the expenses for their invited players or however they're going to do it, might free up a lot of budget. So I mean, I think that would make sense if that's part of their thought process. Yeah.
It's potential. It's a good move. It's a really smart move on their part.
I mean,
think.
IPL and MLG are really going to be
They're
head-to-head
competitors.
this year.
Yeah.
On StarCraft, that is. Just because last year IPL finished so strong, and MLG, they finished as they do, which is always with a good overall season. But IPL stepped it up where they were like, we're actually nothing to be, kind of not messed with,
Well,
but they
you
just...
can't fuck with us, kind of, I suppose.
Well,
I mean, after that event, you couldn't be like... Because, I mean, before that event, it was kind of like MLG is the premier tournament to win. And then after that, it's kind of like, well... And, I mean, when you go back and look at it, it's kind of like, well, IPL 4 was actually the most stacked, competitive, hard bracket to win. And then IPL 5, too. So, I mean, they've kind of had hugely stacked tournaments. And now I think they're going to get the credit.
Yeah, so this year could be a year where those two fight for who's got the best kind of LAN events. Also, NASL are in the runner right now.
I mean,
for the
NASL,
live
they've
events.
been
They're more online content, and
They're
think this
basically
is-
the
I think
ESL
this-
of
Huh?
they're the big kind of the ESL of America then, I guess, doing online stuff. If you compare
Yeah,
it.
I just see this as their answer. This is one way for them to kind of get back into the limelight, seeing as how MLG, DreamHack ESL, they've had their whole, there's been a lot of buzz around them, you know, partnering up. They're going to be supporting each other. MLG, the relationship with Kespa that they have the Kespa players. Everything has been going for MLG in the North American circuit.
You got GOM TV with.
Well, you got GOM TV for IPL, exactly, but they have to be looking for every option possible to bring attention to themselves. And this is an excellent one because they're opening up an open bracket. DreamHack, MLG Dallas, not going to have it. They're going to open up a lot of popular options for their players. So, I mean, I can't see why we couldn't say that this is one of their ways of getting more attention back to
It's
them.
going to be a really fun fight watching that.
Yeah,
in America.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
also
And now
in
the-
Europe, ESL, DreamHack, and doing European
But now I think the
stuff.
fun thing is going to be like, let's wait and see what NASL come up with. Because now IPL have played their move, or so to speak.
NASL are doing the Pulse
And then you have NASL.
It's the best fucking show out there.
So the Pulse is NASL's answer. Yeah.
every Sunday, almost,
Shouldn't
maybe
call it an
bi-weekly.
esports show. It's a StarCraft show.
You didn't watch this one, then, did you?
It's more StarCraft, but
Turn
they're
off after
doing
a while.
all esports. But it's really well done. I like it. I'll recommend it at the end, and we can talk about
I
it.
actually
It's
really
'cause they're
liked
wearing
the segment
suits,
at the
isn't
end with Clutch.
Yeah.
Like the update. Because I mean, when it was like, okay, he's going to be at SCR and stuff, I was like, oh man, I might be cringing during this.
But they actually went to the event and
Yeah,
did
no,
some
it
really
was
good
like
interviews.
so good, and it was like really well edited, and it was like I was impressed. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen the parts where they discuss the team houses and stuff like that. The
That
discussion.
actually, when they
Okay,
talked about
that-
team houses, that was fucking boring.
Yeah.
No offense, NASL, and it was really painful to listen to people who don't have a huge business background on that
We're basically
aspect.
clueless on that.
Yeah,
that
but like
entire
they
topic.
gave their opinions. We must do it as well, man.
Yeah.
Like you know,
Yeah, of course.
it's like how fuck it. Half our show is just talking shit. But the point is like even though Ben had done something with the Razer Gaming House and had his experience, it was nowhere near comparable to what it is like when you have. Like a Quantic or you have a Fnatic but generally it was a very good news show. So yeah, they've been getting a lot of praise for their production. So that's on my list. New Year's resolutions here. I wrote down some stuff. Going to go over at the end of the show. Best part of the show.
Oh yeah, Mike, you need to say a Swedish word that I taught them today.
Oh yeah, for your New Year's resolutions, you've taught Mike a Swedish.
yeah, I've learned the word for candy.
Ooh.
What is it?
And it's oh, it's a lot of pressure. Goodies.
Yeah.
that was a good
Candies
accent.
called goodies.
What?
Goodies. Yeah,
That's
no, but
amazing.
it's, no,
It's like goodies.
it's
It's not hard.
goodies. It's totally different than goodies.
It's more like goodies, not
Goodies.
Goodies.
He's getting there.
Goodies.
I don't know. Hellspawn. All right. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna be
we're
fluent
doing,
any day now.
basically we're doing New Year's resolutions, and mine was to work out twice a week, and I've added a shit ton here because I'm awesome. It's gonna be really good, but with other stuff. Anyway, just bringing it up as much as possible. Well done, Hellspawn, for teaching like that. Okay, I am in trouble. Incredible miracle in trouble. LG might stop sponsoring. Coach with open letter at Team Liquid. And something 2 days later that I
And
have to
2
click.
days
Not
later,
gonna click the 2 days
He
later
comes
link.
back and says, "Thank you,
Mike-
everybody, for your support."
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, he kind of.
Yeah, basically they solicited a bunch of likes to their Facebook on Team Liquid, and everybody went. I mean, they got a shit ton of likes on Team Liquid. Also, it was funny. I was actually reading some of the comments, and then I saw Rotterdam commented, and he said like, "I'd never buy an LG product before, but because you guys sponsor IM," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, Rotterdam." But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think it's quite sad to see.
I agree. It's kind of.
It's them going.
It's also, I think.
It's a last ditch effort. That's really what it is.
I don't think it's necessarily. I mean,
It is. It is. If you're reaching out with a heartfelt letter such as his, my heart is full from everything. Whatever. I mean, there's plenty of poetic shit in there, but I mean, seriously, this guy, he was like, "We got to do something, and we got to do something now. Let's go to Team Liquid, you know, and fucking make a post and hope that we get traffic to our site."
I mean,
hope
you
that
never
we get
really know
something.
because it's like, I mean, he doesn't speak English, so he wouldn't have actually written that post, right? And I
I
don't
don't
He
know.
speaks
Google
some English,
Translate,
though.
man. Google Translate.
Like, I mean, you can have a English conversation with him.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mike.
Oh,
come on,
who
man.
you know who it was? Who was it?
I am his coach.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the coach.
You speak to him about DreamHack stuff, do you? You
No,
know.
but like I met him and like you can speak some English with him.
Okay.
He didn't maybe write it. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I don't
translated.
know.
I think so too. But
But yeah, so basically they're like, "Hey guys, we're not doing so well. Sorry."
Oh.
And what was the gist of it?
What happened was is that they were like, well, our relationship is still strong with LGIM, or with LG, pardon me, but there has been some grumbling, you know, basically in the sponsors saying that maybe we're not getting as much of return as we should on this investment. And so he was like, "Oh shit, I have to actually like prove to them right now that they're making a difference in this." And I guess his decision with that was to go to Team Liquid and make a post and try and get as much traffic to the Facebook page as possible.
Yeah.
That was the way to go.
Yeah, we wouldn't do that anyway. Just to mention also, guys, this show is powered by Asus, and we don't know if we make a difference to them, but hopefully you enjoy them supporting us on this show. Maybe you want to just, write some letters, actual letters, sign them, send them over to the house. Pictures with you with Asus products could also help. Think about your friends and family when you're their birthday and next Christmas, if they could use an Asus product. But yeah, so that was, we talk about this stuff. That was very natural, I know. And
Malin and Sing are writing
move.
Nasty words on my
He's
computer.
saying move. He's saying flitta or whatever it is.
I don't like that.
Flitta.
Oh, Mark wants you to check Skype.
Mark wants me to check Skype.
Yeah, something.
Oh God.
Jävlar.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
What isn't it? Jävla?
I think with IM though, like
Much wine.
what they should focus on is of course of bringing more value to their sponsors over the year.
Oh.
But for a Korean sponsor getting attention in other countries, of course, it's not as valuable as getting attention in Korea. And I think that's what ESF, the StarCraft 2 League, the StarCraft 2 teams with GSL have the problem, because OGM, they do get exposure to the Korean market in a better way than GSL, I would guess. And I guess that's the problem of everything with Slayers, with all of the other teams going under, that they have a problem reaching out to the Korean market.
To move back to something, if we don't, are we okay closing up Incredible Miracle as a discussion point, Mike?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Certainly.
Going back to something that you mentioned, that you said, like, okay, IEM, MLG, ESL were kind of partnering.
Right.
One of the things that they said when they were partnering was that they were going to share and have the same kind of tournament formats.
Mm-hmm. That they were going to have a point structure.
So does that mean that the open bracket might be missing from MLG for Dallas because DreamHack and ESL to blame? Because aren't you meant to be doing something
Hellspawn,
like that?
are you
That was the
ruining
bullshit.
MLG for everybody?
Are you ruining esports?
Are you ruining esports,
Yeah.
Hellspawn?
I can just tell a story. Like Robert, Sundance, they had a talk, they had a walk, they had a drink, and they said,
We need to know the ending of
fuck this open shit. No, of course not. No, but I would say that, that MLG, DreamHack, ESL talking, having discussions, trying to agree on things, trying to move more towards the same direction.
In terms of tournament formats and...
That was what we announced, and we had some points that we were going to focus on. But of course, that will not happen this year, this day, on all of these, but on some other parts, moving on faster. So,
What?
for example, I could give one very early, long before 2013 hit. We had all the dates of the other events.
Okay.
Good part, as we had some collisions last year.
Mm-hmm.
Won't happen this year, I think. And so on and so forth.
Well, you never know with MLG anyway.
You're going to be running events at the same time as IPL then?
I don't think so either.
If you spoke
Have
to
you
them about
shared
their
dates
events,
with
just
them?
courtesy.
And
we
ESL,
talked
same thing.
about this announcement, and I mean, we do have a lot of discussions, and they're very fruitful, and it's good to have discussions, because in the past we've been just enemies, what are they doing, what are we doing, how do we do better stuff than them? It's not really like that.
Okay, all right. Well, it's just
So-
interesting because I was wondering about the MLG format. Someone messaged me on
I don't
Skype
know the MLG format if I say that.
What you're
some
saying is
stuff
that
up.
you're two-faced.
But are ESL...
Wait, so
ESL
you have been
announcing
talking about
anything with their
formats, but you don't know their format.
No, we have not talked about formats.
Oh, so you've only talked...
You've only
just
talked about
basically
scheduling.
dates,
You've
then.
just basically what you're saying is that
I
this.
cannot say all of the details, but I do not know their format, and I have not removed the open bracket because they have removed it from the first
You
event.
fucking removed the open bracket from MLG, you cunt.
Did you guys just like make your calendars and then mail it to each other, and that was the extent of the relationship? Then?
Have you got a Google Calendar?
Yeah. It's like, oh damn, we can't do it that
I
weekend.
can't
MLG
say.
are on that weekend.
I can't say.
If Sundance is going to get Skrillex to MLG, what are you going to do?
We get Psy.
Anyway, let's move on. We'll go back to a picture of MLG's new FPS. What the fuck?
What?
For a moment, I looked at it and I was like,
Wait.
I was like, holy fuck, this is really good. And then I realised that it was the fucking concept art that Baxter did for me with the Reborn robot, like 2011, and that's my fucking robot.
Brilliant.
Very well done.
That was a well done troll.
Well done, Photoshop.
That was well
You
done.
got me for a second. I was like,
I can't see MLG too good on Twitter. That would be so great.
fucking. You guys are too good at pictures. You
That
gotta
was good
stop
shit.
this
That
shit.
was good shit. Even I did a double take. I was like, wait.
All right. Okay, so we'll move on to player changes, tournament results, and then I'll be wrapping up StarCraft 2. We've got some updates on Dota Buff, just to give you that quickly before we move on. They've switched to use the web API to collect the info, maybe learning from their mistake.
Yeah. That's what
not
they should have
shutting
done from
down,
the very
yeah.
fucking beginning. Rather
So-
than raise all this stink, they fucking went ahead and dug themselves a deep pit, and now they're like, shit, we gotta climb out of this deep pit.
But it was
We'll
good
just do what we
publicity,
should have done in
man.
the first place.
They got front page
Good
of
job.
Reddit Dota. Anyway, player changes. Morrow joins Western Wolves, which is the organization owned by Berger. He also owns Lowland Lions.
Yeah, Lowland Lions is the Belgian version or the Benelux version.
And Western Wolves is the international, I
Yeah.
think. Yep. And so what do you make of Morrow joining Western Wolves?
I mean, he's been teamless for a long time. He's one of the players on Apex who is kind of just sitting there waiting for a check, thinking
It's
it might
gonna happen,
come. I don't
and
know.
then,
So
yeah.
I mean, it's good because I mean, Western Wolves is a team I think you can.
I still think
Yeah, you
my
can
favorite
trust
team
them,
of his was
All
Ika.
right.
His Ika sponsorship was really
Yeah, it's
fucking amazing.
That-
Oh,
yeah, but
that was-
Western Wolves is a team you can trust. So it's,
Yeah,
it's a good,
definitely.
It's a good
And I
team.
think more we just recently moved over to only playing Terran, so he's back to where he started StarCraft 2, won his first championship. He won Esport SM in Umeå this weekend, so first tournament he won at least. I don't think that he's so in good shape, although his name and recognition within the industry is really big. So I think that even if he doesn't do so well, he will still have the numbers, he will still get the attention just because it's Morrow, and he can get back to shape. I think because
All right.
he's a
Well,
hard worker.
we'll see.
I think he's been playing like exclusively Heartless Swarm. Maybe for Esport SM, he went back, played some wings, but I think he's been playing a ton of Heart. So
right.
he should do well when launch comes. I hope.
So moving on, Killer joins Clarity Gaming. Kira left Team Dignitas because Team Dignitas weren't paying out. They
What?
Why did he leave? You couldn't agree on contracts.
Yeah, we
So
couldn't
we
agree
didn't
on
have
the
a
contract. The contract was up December 31st, and we couldn't agree on a new one. So
What was not agreeable?
money.
Okay.
I mean, the cost per player is what we look at over a year, and I mean the cost. I mean, we look at both travel expenses and salary and everything like that, and I mean it wasn't worth the money. Unfortunately, he's a really good player.
I
But
want,
he's found
I want
somewhere else.
$500 and 50 cases of Snickers. And they'll say,
Snickers.
no, only 30 cases. Only 30.
25 cases of Snickers.
All right. So
All right, that was the deal breaker.
He's joined Clarity Gaming. What can you tell us about Clarity Gaming, Mike, if anything?
That's EG Shoes, or that's Shoes, pardon me, EG Shoes. Shoes team, Jukto's team, they just opened the house up in Maryland, I believe.
No,
It's New York.
Hamptons.
I think the
It's
Hamptons.
like Team House in
Hamptons,
New
And
York.
they
Yeah.
actually own the house as well.
Yeah,
they do.
Oh, I
So
saw
I'm
that.
guessing this is
Yeah,
some
we
rich
talked about
kid.
it a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
This kid's house.
But
Yeah, I
shout
mean,
outs to Shu! Shu, you're awesome. Okay, let's continue.
I don't know. I mean, they've been like really doing like polished press release stuff on Team Liquid, and I think Killer's like a pretty good fit for him. I mean, I imagine like flying him to American events is probably a lot cheaper than getting him to Europe and whatnot. So I mean,
Shots fired on
That-
Newman.
that might that might make more sense. So it's interesting. I'm just curious to see where Clarity goes in the long run because they've got a roster growing pretty quick, but I think they're probably kind of done recruiting for now.
All right.
we'll
I
see.
think the main thing is the house, and I haven't seen anything else that's that impressive at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean they've got some pretty good players.
They could
but-
afford to give Killer a good contract.
Well, define good.
Yeah, good point.
Ouch.
Fucking fucking sucky South American.
Well, see, there could be like their house is really big, and I think they might be like looking at working with some other teams to get more players in there, maybe from other teams. So that could be a good way for them to kind of work together. Maybe
it's on the East Coast though. It's a bad decision. There's no decision, but I mean, if you have a team house in America, you should have it on the West Coast, in my opinion.
Well, I feel like the
Korea,
team house was like. I mean, he kind of talked about it on the Pulse in the interview, and it's like it seemed like some friend of someone owns this house, and so they can pretty much use it. So it's like, well,
no
you
rent.
take the free house, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so,
I'm not saying
Okay, anyway.
West Coast, Best Coast.
All right, anyway.
no,
All right, so continuing,
East Side.
I prefer America's
West
top
side.
hat.
Yes.
Canada. Ragnarok joins IM, great. Yu-Gi-Oh! Joins Root, and Malice joins Millennium. And that wraps us up for the player changes.
Boom.
Did you want to talk about any of those?
No.
Not really. Madalist, you too.
So Malice joins Millennium,
Yeah.
Ragnarok joins IM,
Great interview in French.
and Yu-Gi-Oh! Joins Root. We're happy?
Whoop-a-doo.
That's what's happened.
I hope they're happy.
We all hope they're happy.
I'm
Everyone's having a good time.
satisfied.
Tournament results. Iron Squid concludes. Life takes first place over DRG in a 4-3 finish. This was Iron Squid, the big French tournament, doing things the French style, their own style, but also having a great kind of traction to the French market, something that people really haven't seen since ESWC 2006. We haven't had such a big turnout, and even at ESWCs back in those days, there wasn't as a big a turnout as they had. It was just a huge event for them, and the results, as we mentioned, Life won. But overall, should we talk about the tournament just a little, just to kind of sum it up? I think everyone's kind of heard and seen and talked about it already, but...
Iron Squid?
Iron Squid, yeah, it was in the
I thought that
finals.
the opening ceremony was quite good.
Oh yeah, in the opening ceremony had a live orchestra.
Live orchestra, whole thing played through. They didn't thank them once.
They didn't thank the live orchestra once.
Is that etiquette to... How many
They're
times
French.
should you
I
be
was just
thanking
like-
the
I was
orchestra?
like, Pump and Thud walk out, and I was like, okay, they're going to thank the orchestra for that amazing fucking opening that they just did. Not a word. Didn't even look at him. I was like, damn.
Day 9 came out to trumpets.
Day 9 came out, he was like dancing and everything, and the crowd was shouting and everything. It was like, really, Day 9 is massive in France, yeah.
I thought he was a bit weird, actually, because at the end of the show, when they closed up, he went over and stole the microphone. He walked past about 5 people and then took the mic and said something at the end of the show.
It's just saying goodbye, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. The one thing it's like kind of going back almost to a similar point to you, and Mr. Bitter kind of touched on it a bit. Like the way they introduced the commentators
Was bigger than the players.
it was kind of funny
there's
too because
that.
they introduced Day 9 and
Exactly.
then the other 3 came out at once. But the thing is, all the players kind of came out at once, and I think it could have been like. I think the intro for the players, because I mean they did so much right. I mean they like composed each player like their own musical score. And all that stuff, and I mean, the players I think were there in France pretty early, so I mean, they could have done like some cool footage about like French culture, these Korean players coming over, stuff like that. That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, the thing is, I think like for their second live event, like this is pretty
It was
awesome.
sick.
So I don't
It was
want
really well
to.
done. It was
Yeah.
really well done.
Yeah.
I don't agree at all what you say.
With
What?
I think before the show went on, I was fucking hyped, to be honest. Like, so much people,
Yeah.
people enjoying themselves.
I agree.
They go with this. They had some problem starting. Happens to everybody. No biggie. Having orchestra, having that crowd again, that shot, that venue. I think this was like one of the coolest thing ever in esports. It was okay. Katowice maybe had more people, but this looked and felt much better than Katowice.
Yeah.
And I felt like, yeah, they are very unpolished. Like you said, they bring on a lot. They had like 10 people on stage at the same time.
And
But that's
they
how
bring
fans do
players
stuff.
in.
That's how they want to do it as well.
They came in with, free casters, and maybe the player introduction wasn't so cool, but they put a lot of effort into it. I think that Iron Squid and Nassau are the ones that are the most progressive in esports at this point. Like, they try new stuff. They do new stuff, and it's really cool to follow. And a lot of it is good, but unpolished at some parts.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the green room that they did was really cool. I think that the studio, like the lighting of the studio with the casters, was perfect. Maybe one of the best lighting settings of all. Maybe I didn't like the Iron Squid sign in the back and the TV, but I mean, it still looks good. It was really good. I think that Todd normally is much better than he was from the beginning. he did a poor job from the beginning. He felt like he liked TT in Twitter and didn't feel that good.
Yeah, well, it felt
I
like
think
this
also
was-
that Day 9 and Zoe, like I don't really like them together in a
Nor do I.
in a set. We know that we don't like it, but it feels like they are talking on their own and not like
They would
involving
just
the
never
rest.
work together.
But I think that, for example, when they had Calories,
biased.
Day 9, Zoe and Todd with like NewmaN, I think that like Calories, Todd and NewmaN did a really good job and it felt good, like good entertainment in between. And I mean, the French just love Nasty, having a MKP there, even though he got last, like it was hyped. I like fucking good job, Irish
Yeah.
Squid, and also running the show in French and then English at the same time. Having some microphones going into one stream in the venue, having other microphones going into like the venue and another stream. It was like a really complicated production in that way. I would guess. So hands up to Iron Squid. Like they did most likely the best first time event ever, and most likely the best second event ever
Yeah.
also.
Yeah,
So I
I
mean,
agree.
the only thing that I'm questioning is the business model. I don't understand. I don't see any sponsors. Okay, they sell out like 3,700 seats, but I don't think they charge like €100 a seat. I would guess they charge, I don't know,
Yeah.
20, 30.
To kind of wrap it up, yeah.
30 and then premium ones were 90 if I remember right.
Whoa, premium seats, 90.
All right, okay. Maybe it works out then. Of course, they have the online revenue and they have had good numbers. I don't know this season, but last season was good numbers.
But yeah, to sum up Iron Squid, basically, we've never had something this big in France. So they are doing something amazing. They do want to be very different, creative, and crazy.
They have their own style.
And they have their own style, and it does seem to have an international appeal, not only a French appeal, and they're doing really well in France. So we're generally just, we should be very happy to have them doing what they're doing for esports over there. But as you said, yeah, they are probably the most improved with Nassau. I've never heard of them, though.
I don't know how to pronounce their organization.
NASL, but yeah,
North American Star League, but going on global. Strange name.
But also the big thing is that they actually had English commentary working this time around. As you can remember in the first event, Diapollo and Total Biscuit restreaming the event and it being absolutely horrible. This time around we could actually enjoy the event in English, which was
Well,
a
I
big step
mean,
up.
I think at the end of the day, in terms of Iron Squid 1, that wasn't Iron Squid's fault. I think they wanted to get
Oh, they
Total
wanted to get 'em
Biscuit
there,
and
but
Apollo
it's
there,
just-
so it's like
Yeah, it's
It
Visa.
didn't work
it
out.
wasn't
in the end, sure.
it wasn't ideal certainly, and I mean they fixed it. So.
They do feel a lot more like one-off events though, Iron Squid. They do a short or kind of short off online season or online
I mean,
qualifier.
it
And then
seemed
they do
pretty
the-
long. I mean, they had open qualifiers and then GSL style round of 32
But do they do
groups
like
and-
year-round things? I don't.
It's not like
Well,
seasons. It's not like announcing far in advance. And I mean, I think there's some talk of
Guys, we've got to wrap this
All
show
right,
up soon.
all right.
I've got my segment. People want to watch. What's it called? They got Talk Dota starting with Toby,
Talk Dota.
and then
Is
there's
there
also
Chandler?
Climbing the Ladder with Chandman.
Climbing the Ladder was really good last week.
Yeah, anyway, so GSL Code S32 under the way. Bomber and MC surprise. Basically, MC played really good. Bomber also played really good, right? That's correct.
Yeah.
darn tootin'.
Yeah.
And then Huck disappointed. What
Called
what does that mean? Did he
Can you
win?
call it a disappointment though?
What do you mean called it? You
I called it last week.
Okay, I'm gonna call the sun who's gonna come up tomorrow. Like I don't think he'll get like.
I got to say,
There was no doubt.
I don't watch a lot of StarCraft at this point. Of course, I watched when Huck plays. I really like the guy, but that was such a poor performance. It was not only that he had hard opponents. I mean, he forgot pylons. He messed up gateways. He did strange things.
Well-
I thought that he was training hard, and I think he does. And I thought that, he could come out big now. It's still Huck. Like, he has it in him, but that performance was
I mean,
so bad.
honestly, I feel like some of this quite like MC moved into the. I'm like 99% sure. I don't want to be wrong here, but like MC moved in the IM house, training there, did awesome. But like Huck hasn't. Like I feel like if Huck moved into the EG house and in Korea, he could do a lot better, but he's just kind of off on his own. And
Yeah.
I mean, when Huck was doing well, he was in the OGS house, right? And I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know.
It's a weird situation at least.
Yeah.
Not being in his own team house.
I saw it now.
Are you just reading
Jeff?
in Control's cheap tweet?
Jeff?
tweet.
You're fucking buying the drinks next time, Jeff.
Yeah, you're buying the drinks. next time.
I'm like, I said so much nice things about you.
This is
That-
what
that-
you get.
that was
This is what you
harsh.
get. He doesn't remember. He has a very short term.
What happened?
Fucking
Anyway.
goldfish
I need to play by
chef.
play here.
But yeah,
You can't
I
say
think
bad
the word
things
I used,
about
I think
Jeff.
the word I used last week was slaughtered. He was going to get slaughtered, and he lived up to it. No disappointment there. So congratulations, good job, EG. And let's move on to the next topic.
Okay, right.
is gonna
Pro
be Pro
League.
League.
I wasn't. Yeah, I'm not with it. Pro League begins round 3. Returns to the team best of 7 format. Mike, break it down for us in just 5 words and 25 syllables.
No, it's just they've gone back to the format, right? They're rotating the format between rounds, so it's back to the best of 1 7-game format. So
Okay, great.
There you go, big guy.
Thank you. And that wraps up our StarCraft 2. Almost.
You look very professional with the paper, James.
I know.
I know. Look at that. He's gonna be, like,
NASL has got a
tapping them
really
the
good
whole
show.
time.
I'm adding little professional bits as we go along.
Why are there so many of them though? Like these are all
He's been
plays.
busy.
Shut up!
Alright guys, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about some Quake Live, League of Legends BLC, and generic shit. So we'll be back in just a minute. Peace.
Welcome back to the good show. Moving into the final part, miscellaneous stuff, and also my own little segment that I'm going to be doing. Some New Year's resolution stuff, some improvement of the studio, lots of things going on. I might seem a bit weird, but stay around. It'll be fine. Where are we going with this? Right,
We're
Quake
going into
Live.
Quake
Basically,
Live.
in Quake Live, Cooler is back. The guy that's retired many times, amazing pro, has now come back to Quake again. There is more going on. Faceit have announced that they're going to be doing these tournaments that have point systems now.
Okay.
Yeah, so Faceit used to do just weekly cups in Quake where you just got like $100 a week. Now they're going to be doing point systems. I do believe I can probably confirm that they've hired DDK full time because he's always over there in Zoot. But they never really announced that, I don't think. So they've got 2 in-house commentators. They've got a studio in Italy. I can speculate with them in being in Italy as well, maybe working with Ultimate Gaming UGC, which is Sturmey's project, because Sturmey was consulting for them. So it'd be interesting to see what comes out of Italy this year in terms of StarCraft 2 and Dota 2, because I know they're interested in those games. But yeah, Cooler is back. It's kind of weird, because he said, I quit, I'm back, I quit, I'm back. If you don't know who Cooler is, he is absolutely fucking fantastic esport personality, player, and just a real legend. So, but this announcement doesn't really come at like, oh my god. It's more he's playing a little bit again.
But still, I mean, he defeated Pavel.
Hellspawn loves.
And he defeated Evil. And I mean,
And he
if
won
Co-
Hellspawn's heart.
If Cooler, if
The
Anton
hardest
is
prize
back,
of all.
I could even run a Quake Live tournament pretty much summer
Just because
having
Cooler's back.
Cooler,
Alright.
yeah.
Basically, yeah, he's
Like,
the
Cooler is
Flash,
Cooler,
he's
he's
the
the
J-Dong.
Cooler is the coolest.
No, Cooler is cooler. That's
Yeah, alright. So that's the
Fucking
Quake Live
best guy
stuff.
ever.
In Bloodline Champions, Ignite the Flame happened on Sunday.
Damn
So
straight.
we're getting back into doing some other content. So Semmler's been commentating that with Scriff. This time it was won by Heaton ×3.
Heaton times 3-1. It was a fantastic tournament. 8 teams participated. It was.
It wasn't
amazing.
Heaton in the team.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't Heaton. Don't worry. It's just Heaton times 3. They're joking around, but it was an amazing tournament. Really well done. We had about 1,600, 1,700 tops. Concurrent. So already a success there. Really happy with the turnout. Really happy with the games. The games were amazing. And it just feels good to be casting BLC again. So it was just.
And you're going to do
great
it as many Sundays as you can, I
And
guess?
basically, yeah. So long as we have free Sundays, we'll be covering the Ignite the Flame tournament. So BLC Sunday evenings, basically.
Yeah, and of course we'll be looking to
And
bring
check
back
out
the
playblc.com. There's all the information
arenas
there.
in 2013. So later the Sundays will be the cups that we used to do. CLG. Oh, okay, League of Legends. Can we do this really quickly because it's
no.
There's a lot to talk about here.
CLG EU joins EG.
Well,
confirmed.
we can already go over that. Slasher ruined the whole thing, so it doesn't really matter.
Ruined.
Although I would have to say that their announcement video, their hype video for it, was a kind of meh.
Yeah, if you haven't
Are you
seen
kidding
it,
me?
What where they zoom back and then they show like In Control
And
intro,
intro,
and it's just like,
no,
okay,
no,
well,
no.
we
You
see
like-
them in
you like-
every
you like
fucking
the
video.
video.
Really, where's Justin Wong? And why wasn't Justin Wong in that video?
Motherfucker.
Seriously. I was disappointed. I was like, okay, they got.
Look,
come on, they got
look,
amazing
look.
players from each game, and then where's their fighting game guy?
there
Where's
isn't
Justin
a
Wong, the legend?
there isn't a camera big enough to get now In Control and Justin Wong at the same time. You know,
Seriously,
Justin
though,
Wong's-
Seriously, though, I was really disappointed. I'm like, get rid of In Control, put Justin Wong. Idge was a badass, granted, but seriously, like, where's your fighting game side?
No,
that would have been like
I-
the perfect hype video, because then you have all of your guys, like your epic guys, right there. But you know.
I would say, Semmler, you don't get it. That's-
Oh, okay.
And I saw a lot of comments like this in this trailer. I think that it was perfect. It was such a powerful statement from the leading.
Are you being all arty?
The leading organization in esports? Like, this is who we are. This is how we play. I think that's fucking spot on. No hype, no laser, no boom, no jokes, no nothing. Just a solid statement that this is the biggest, most badass organization in the world.
So you hate announcements with jokes?
No. But they've done that.
Well, shit.
They've done all of that. You know,
Rip up my paper.
what they did was just such a solid statement of what EG is, will be. This is who we are. This is how we play. Like, and it was really nice done. It was not like announcing a team which was already announced. It was announcing a statement that they like have the full circle. Then seeing these guys, like, I think it was Snoopy. He was online, hit over 30K. Like, what a statement. CLG, one of the most popular, if not the most popular team in Europe. They are within EG. EG, like, just cited these big stars, making the most of it, and just such a strong statement.
Yeah. Also, I like
how much
going.
did Alex pay you?
I wonder if they changed the announcement after it was leaked. If they had to redo
that's
it.
potentially it. It feels to me that this was like, oh shit, okay, what can we do on short notice? Let's do this. I don't know. That, in a sense, that's what I got the feeling from. But go ahead, Jay. What do you got?
I like going back to some stuff. We've also to take into consideration with the French event Iron Squid and also the Polish event by IEM. Poland got to go there for free, as in entry was free. And actually, Iron Squid, as we mentioned, was paid. So it's kind of like even...
You cannot compare them.
Yeah, can't compare the audiences. So it's so big how good they did. Anyway, League of Legends, as we're here now, I just...
wait. You want to say something, NewmaN, right?
I said that it's...
one thing you can say about that real quick is that Poland still had like 3K people waiting outside in the snow. So they maxed the venue and they still had people waiting outside.
There's a lot of homeless people in Poland. We get it.
Know about the topic before you drew it.
What I said was that I wonder if they changed the announcement from before the leak, if they had something bigger planned, or I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, of course.
Because I mean, they mentioned that they've been discussing this deal for like 5 months or something, and I know they have because it's been known in the scene for a very, very long time.
Yeah, but that was more about can they have a Dota team too, and how will Riot Season 3 be? How will their sponsors be looking in
and it's
the
quite
season?
funny because if you're behind the scenes in the Riot and the teams negotiations and basically the deals, they kind of announced it right after it was clear that they could have a team basically.
So I don't think it was anything.
So it's been done for a long time.
Yeah,
basically.
so I don't think it had anything with the leak or anything with that to do. I think just.
But the actual announcement could have been different.
Yeah, of course.
With the leak.
Okay. So next,
I think Alex called it an.
Shut the fuck up!
Listen to this. I think Alex called it an announcement entertainment experience. That's what he called it on this.
That I don't like at all.
That was so funny.
I'm trying to get through the League of Legends quickly, not just because I don't like League of Legends, but also I'm overly excited about my bits of paper.
Dude, you're overhyping it. You're gonna kill it now because now you're gonna come out with it and people are gonna be like, what was all the hype about?
Well, it is obviously going to be shit. That's why I'm overhyping it. But it doesn't
so it's
matter.
like the reverse fucking comeback.
I'll show you how to do an announcement, Hellspawn. I need you with my paper. Yeah. All right,
boom. Next
ESL will produce the League of Legends Season 3 EU. We all knew it was coming. League of Legends like spending money. ESL like money. Yes, it's just a fact of life. ESL needed money. They got money, and they do good events. And of course, it's easier for Riot to be like, "Hey, ESL, you want to do this because you're cool." And ESL are like, "We are cool, and we're about 2 million."
It's a natural fit.
We don't know what the money was.
It's a really natural fit. They've been doing LOL stuff for Riot for a long time, and they're really good at it.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing is that it's in Berlin and not Cologne.
No, it's Cologne.
Is it Cologne?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's changed then, I guess.
Okay, yeah, and
Or am I
that's
wrong?
amazing for ESL because Cologne is their head
Well,
off,
sure it's
head,
Berlin, but
HQ,
it's-
which means that ESL will be
It
able
says
to
here,
have.
LCS in the ESL arena in Cologne.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think that they built this arena a lot because they got the season 3 contract with Riot. I don't say that Riot paid all the money to them to build, but of course that was the main reason. And then they can add these EMS finals into it, doing a lot more of using the arena. So it's just really good for ESL. I think that's like James said before. It will be a strong year 2013 for ESL, and I can only say that I'm kind of surprised, or not surprised, but maybe Riot should have acquired EPL or MLG to do the same thing in America, not doing it on their own. But in Europe, I think there was like obvious they would go with ESL.
I don't think we'll see
and
an
this
ESL
This is gonna be
branding.
good.
We won't see any ESL branding though, I guess, at all. It's going to be basically a production company, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and of course the
It's gonna
season
be-
3 sponsors and so on and so forth.
Excellent, well done, guys. Wrapped that up perfectly there. Definitely no need to say more. Very concise.
It's gonna be a really cool league. I mean, best 18.
Yeah, you can see all the. I mean, I guess all the teams are going to move to
You're
Germany.
doing it on purpose. You're doing.
It's really good. It is going to be something.
Okay,
There's no
Riot.
doubt about it. I mean, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess we saw the qualifiers last weekend as well.
Right.
I guess that's the next topic.
Riot bans teams less than 1 day before Season 3 EU qualifier. Good for them. Play Dota 2. All agree?
No. I don't.
Well,
Okay, this is a big talking point. What
Yeah.
happened? Hellspawn let us in on it. Just, come on. Just
I mean, I haven't followed it in detail, but Riot has, of course, banned a lot of people, and
Yeah.
there have been some controversy about people, high up in big teams getting banned because they have been rude, they've been acting in a bad way, and now, like 1 day before, I think it was Swedish players in this team.
It's a European team, but there were a couple of Swedes in it.
Yeah, it was more than one team, I think, also.
It's that Viking.
Was
ball.
it
No, it was one team.
One
Like
team.
3 players from one team that
Yeah.
banned, basically.
So I think basically they were at the airport going to Poland and got a phone call by Riot like, okay, you're banned, you're not coming here. More
I
like
think
that.
I think the bad part of our principle is that they had been in contact with Riot for months, and I mean, I think it was 6 months,
Yeah,
because they knew the players were quite. They had a lot of reports on them and stuff like that, and Riot were like, yeah, you can go, unless you do something worse, you can go, and then like 2 hours before they fly out, they get banned. It's a really shitty way of doing it.
yeah. Yamato Cannons did tried to defend himself with a Reddit thread. I think I don't know, other developers like Blizzard, for example, or Valve. I don't think that they ban anyone for how they behave, at least not like a perm ban. So I think it's an interesting take. Although League of Legends is it's the biggest game online.
Well, League of Legends are basically running their own league now as well. They're the admins of their own tournaments in
Yeah.
many regards. And so they're taking a lot of things under their responsibilities, which can, of course, have 2 sides to it, could make them look bad. Because not everybody likes admins' decisions that happen at DreamHack. Hey, let's flip a coin.
Exactly.
So, it's interesting. But, of course, I do just want to bring up, Sing, you're still in the studio right now. We're talking about League of Legends. I don't want you hearing this. So it could affect you.
What? He doesn't give a
But-
flying fuck.
Good.
Man.
That
I
was a
think-
test.
I think Riot's problem
You're
is,
my
of
guy.
course, if they convict someone who, of course, has said bad things, but there are like a backstory, so maybe it was like in a moral way more okay than what Riot could judge, and also that they haven't done this really before. I mean, it's something what I see kind of new. They haven't banned people for bad behavior for from the beginning. It's
Yeah.
kind of new.
Yeah, a lot of the public cases right now have been really bad cases as well. So it's people aren't gonna really whine about them being banned. But I'm guessing later on, when there's like cases that aren't that clear, it's gonna be a bigger problem for Riot, I think.
All
And
right.
I think
for
also
teams.
Riot, they wrote the names of the players. Maybe that's not in some countries, in some media, you do name the people when they are convicted or what to say. In others, you don't. I think maybe they were pointing out these kids that actually got ruined in like the gaming.
Yeah, okay.
But,
So that wraps up our League of Legends segment, guys. Really good. Some good news there. So ESL doing the event for Riot Season 3 in EU. Riot are banning players themselves, taking the responsibility to do so. So that's scary. And yeah, sorry, I'm just really excited to get to my segment. So I'm trying to ruin everyone else's segments.
We'll be ruining yours soon.
It feels like Christmas. No, fuck you. You won't be able to ruin mine. It's
Really? I don't know. I'm
We'll see.
gonna be looking into that.
whatever. But it could take like a 20-minute segment. It's the worst thing I'm going to do on camera in terms of just be an idiot. Anyway, so Own 3D, we talked about that. There's going to be an interview, hopefully, with Slasher, Oleg, and so they are going to be going bankrupt. We don't know if they're paying out players, people they owe, rumors that they're not, and they're trying to pay back investors. Good Studio pads are up for sale now. We reduced the price because we're cool.
Think these ones are €5 cheaper?
Huh?
Think these ones are €5 cheaper? On
About
our site?
€10
So the
worse.
mouse pads and the hoodies are on sale now, guys. You've been
Yeah.
asking forever, but if you want one, go get them.
Yeah, we finally fucking did something.
QPad.se.
No.
Full screen it.
No.
Full screen it.
I want to get to my
Full
segment.
screen it. We don't care about your segment. Full screen it.
Fine. If it lets me get to my segment quicker, I'll do it.
Do it.
Okay, so you go to qpad.se, just like I'm doing right here. Because this is what you do when you wake up. Check your websites, check QPads, what new products there are. You click it, and you're like, wait, I don't even know where it is. Products!
Jesus.
And then we're in others. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
And then you click the Good
Like
Studio.
the special children.
And there's lots of about the Good Studio. We
Fair enough. What the?
we have to fill that in, apparently. And then we've done the white hoodie. I think wEppas, me and you wear large. So
Yeah.
And then yeah.
If you're about our size.
Yeah, so you can judge sizes from that. I know we're on camera, we're a lot taller and bigger in real life, but figure that out. And then also the pads, and we've reduced those to €20. So we're giving our share of the pads back to the community, so you guys can get a product that you feel that you've got value for money. And then we get these in yellow as well. So that's kind of self-promoting, which is what we like to do.
Rakaka and Dignitas also have QPad.
Yes,
Cheaper
Rakikar and
and
Team
better
Dignitas
than the
have the pads as well.
crappy-
So if you prefer Hellspawn or NewmaN, buy their pads.
Yeah. Don't buy the shitty Good Studio pad.
Thanks, NewmaN. Really happy to have you.
It's ugly.
And that brings us the end to the other news in games. And tournament results, there's pretty much none. And coming up next week, who cares? But okay, well, GSL Code S round of 32 concludes next week. Pro League R3 continues. Dota 2, that's StarCraft. In Dota 2, you got your Raid Call and you got your Dota Hut Invitational. Don't know much about them.
Basically, the weakest stuff keeps running.
And then, and yeah.
Bloodline Champions, there's the qualifiers for Ignite the Flame DLC. So if you want to play,
Yeah,
Shut up.
I
Sunday
think we
evening.
should mention this new tournament in Sweden, though.
Yeah, there is a tournament.
I tried skipping that. I didn't think you noticed, you asshole. All right, fine. Let's go back in the document. There's a new tournament in Sweden.
Svenska eSport Cupen.
Svenska eSport Cupen. It's 800,000 SEK in prize money, which is like almost $100,000 or more, actually.
It's more than the Swedish esports championships, basically.
Run
Yeah, that's why. I'm surprised you brought it up. Then.
And
This is a
by.
comparison.
I'm on Rakakar right now. We can
It's
check it out.
basically a competitor to the Swedish esports championships, almost. It's run by Sverok, which is a Swedish esports entity of some kind, together with TV4,
Håll käften,
Channel
Rudolf.
4, basically.
Yeah, but
Could be good. It looks like they're going to run their qualifiers and minor LAN events.
what's interesting with this part is, though, that I mean, it's Sverok, which is government funded, so they're running a big tournament with government money.
It's not
they've
government money, though. It's partly government money.
No, it's funded from
It's ours, so that's fun.
no, but more or less everything of it is from government money. And they have done a lot with esports before, but nothing like this big. It's been more like sending teams and building LAN things in small groups and tournament sites and stuff like that.
Jaha.
It's not been structured in a way, but it's on TV4, which is really big. It's like the second biggest.
Jaha.
They'll be doing a weekly esports show as well on their web TV.
Tax money paying for esports.
Oh yeah.
But
So
we-
we'll see.
it's not much to reveal. I would guess it's only Swedish exclusive, which is interesting also. We're gonna have like 4 events, I think, over the year.
Cool. All right, wicked.
What's that?
He's learning Swedish over there. It's crazy.
I'm really excited.
Godis.
I want to do my
I know
segment.
you're like jumping in your chair and everything. You're like, I want to talk about this. All right, well, you better
but
not
that
disappoint.
was the end of the show, right?
No, not the end of the show. Okay, guys. So we're almost at the end of the show, and the last thing we have to do is my segment. A little bit
But my
excited.
segment,
Shut
though.
the fuck. What?
My segment.
No, my segment.
You're mine.
James's segment. I'll
No,
say
no,
James.
no, no,
It's
it's not.
James's segment with paper.
Well, you know James is my middle name. So, okay,
Okay,
cool.
paper time.
My segment. Let's talk about stuff.
So, as you all know, we've been doing New Year's resolutions. Mine started off, and this might be a bit long-winded, this segment, but it's totally going to be worth it.
Long-winded?
Mine, no, yeah, well, I don't know how I'm going to tell the story, because I want to go through my points. You guys are going to be really bored, but let me just do an open letter to the community. So I've been working out twice a week now, and, you know, getting pretty buff. My sex... Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck? All right, go ahead.
My sex appeal has been increasing a lot. So I wanted to add other New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
So I've been doing my New Year's resolutions.
Wait, let me guess. Cut your hair.
No, shut up.
Iron your shirt.
No.
Quit
Have you
talking.
heard about
No,
this
because
legal
cutting my
veggies
hair
thing?
and ironing my shirt will be part of the sex appeal thing. When I become so sexy and the girls become confident enough to actually start talking to me, which they're not, then they can iron my shirt.
It's not the hair that's scaring them away or anything. Yeah, okay. Okay.
So anyway, the first one was my New Year's resolution, and I'm going to solve these because I think I can. I've been
Paper's
thinking
blank,
about
by
it.
the way, guys.
Be less mental. A lot of you guys have been noticing that I've been a bit up and down since I've hit 30 in terms of being
Since
mental.
you hit 30?
Well, you do consider me to be a bit mental. So my first resolution is to be a bit less mental. And it was really nice that you recommended me, obviously, to go to a shrink when I hit 30. And, you know, I did start that, admittedly, and it didn't go so well. Basically, she thought I was sexist. She thought I was racist, male chauvinist, and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and, you know, so
She joined
hit her in
the
the face, as you would. Told her I didn't know Chinese women were allowed to talk to men like that.
And you told her to make you a sandwich.
And she said I was in denial, didn't know what that meant. Googled it, turns out it's a river somewhere in India. So she's a psychopath. So I quit the shrink, saved myself some money, and I'm going to be working on how to becoming less mental, and I'll be solving this a little bit later. You guys will also be saying, with all the investor talk, becoming a bit of a corporate asshole, with, you know, taking all this money, etc. So I've decided, because I was going to surprise you all with a really nice gift with the studio, because we're coming up to 1 year, I was going to buy myself a car.
Oh shit!
You don't seem that happy.
What? Are you buying Trans's car?
No, I was going to buy myself a nice €30,000 car, convertible. Wouldn't let you guys ride in it, but I was going to, because we're doing really well. I'm doing really well with the studio.
You're going to pull a Will. You're going to get a car and then not let us drive it.
Well, anyway, because I thought I wanted a car,
Uh-huh.
and then, you know, I was like, maybe that makes me a little bit corporate, and I decided maybe I shouldn't have a car.
Buy a golf car.
But I also wanted a cool way to transport myself around. But anyway, I decided I wasn't going to do it, but I still want a cool way and become less of a corporate asshole. So I need to get rid of that money, 30,000. I won't be buying a car. But I do want to look cool, and part of working out, I need something to pick up the chicks. It's hard to get them home on your back. So that's also a problem. So some way to commute women to my house is also a New Year's resolution. Just added that one in. So spending my money to become less corporate. And you guys said I have a lot of problems. And I looked at this and I Googled it. And it turns out mo money or mo problems, mo money. You know, I think it's one of those two. I Googled it. But it turns out to have less problems, you need less money. So I want to have less money as part of my New Year's resolution, which involves less problems, which also you guys think I have.
Also involves less women, though.
Huh?
Also
Yeah.
involves less women.
Fuck.
Then again, no, that's the opposite
Shit.
because
Unless I spend money.
time equals money.
Unless I spend
and
my
so
money on
women
women.
equals money,
Yeah.
so less money equals less women. Holy
So
shit,
it's
Newman, you're right.
Paradox.
I also wanted to become more of a Laidwa killer for my New Year's resolution. As I mentioned before, been working out, and my sex appeal through the roof right now. I'm oozing sex appeal. Some people would say I stink of sex appeal.
Is that what it is?
Well,
I thought you just needed a shower.
no, it's not that. It's the sex appeal that's coming out. Because only recently, when I finished a workout, I actually did go to a club directly afterwards.
Oh, really?
In my EG Wife Beater t-shirt, dancing, busting my moves on
Where's
the
the chin strap?
discotheque dance floor. And it wasn't only 20 minutes later, I was asked to leave the place because I was stinking up the joint with sex appeal. And because I noticed a lot of the women weren't coming near. In fact, it was like I thought I was really good at dancing because there was a circle around me. But apparently it was an excess of oozing of sex appeal. So I want to become more of a laidwar killer to go with my new workout thing. Not sure how that's going to happen. Think maybe like, get a wingman, because I don't have the car, or just generally improve overall with the ladies. That's part of my New Year's resolution. We'll be solving these, don't worry. Sexy way to commute. Going to figure that one out because I still need one of those. This is less corporate asshole-y, not just self-improvement. Increase production value of the studio.
Ooh.
If you don't know if you watch NASL's The Pulse, but it's pretty damn good.
Are you removing yourself now?
Increase the production value of the studio. I thought I'm going to give back, do something nice, don't spend the money all on myself, try and do something for the studio. Also, reading about the studio, everyone's been flaming our Dota 2 segments on Reddit, so we've got to improve those. So I'm going to try and figure out a way to improve the Dota 2 so people don't complain that we suck. And also, if you watch the NASL, because they're pretty damn good, they've got a lot of sex appeal. They dress up. They've got Laura and Elise. So I want to also improve the sex appeal that we have on the show. So whether or not we dress up, wear some ties, get a girl sat in the corner on camera. Wait, we already have that, but she's not on camera. But generally increase the sex appeal for men and women watching the show, because I think that's important to go through for the studio. Do more shows. That's part of my New Year's resolution. And also find better solutions. Because that happens with less problems. So solve things in a smarter way.
Okay.
So my New Year's resolutions, be less mental, have less problems, less money, be less of a corporate asshole, be a lady killer, sexy way to commute around town, increase production, improve the Dota 2 segment, add more sex appeal to the shows, find better solutions or smart solutions that solve multiple problems, and also, of course, do more shows. And now, this is my New Year's resolution. And a lot of people think you have to do New Year's resolutions over the whole year. But I am willing to try and solve these in 30 seconds.
Oh shit. Mind blowing.
Oh shit.
I need a pen. I don't have a pen.
There is a pen.
Pen's
I'm the problem
right there, bro.
solver.
Pen's right there. Jay.
Okay.
Dude, you're gonna break shit.
Right. As at the end of countdown, you have to ask me how many I got. Don't play again, you idiot. How many did I solve? I know there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 problems.
You solved them all.
Yep.
Magical.
Semmler?
Saw 2 of them.
Which ones would they be and why?
Probably taking more showers and getting a haircut because those are the easiest ones.
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, I'd like to inform you that I've got 13 problems to solve, and I did it just now. The first one is actually now being solved by Scriff. I'm going to throw this in. Fuck it. A sexy way to commute around town. I've got a bike.
Okay, this show you fucking best show.
Check out my rims. The ladies are going to be so impressed when I cruise around town on my bike. I'm going to be pulling endos, and that is a sexy way to commute. Ladies love men on bikes, and also solves the problem of commuting around town, and I don't have to buy myself a big car, and it's not very corporate and healthy for the environment. So I'll be cruising around on my bike in Stockholm, which will be great. So that's one problem solved. Admittedly, It doesn't seem like I've solved problems with very good solutions. That's now Scriff's. So I'll solve the rest of them in one answer. Here we go. Right, okay. Right, solving the rest of the problems.
Sneaking sex appeal.
Got it. This is going to be fucking ingenious. I'm calling somebody now.
Hello, James.
Is that Bruno?
That's Bruno. How are you?
I'm good. I don't mind if you. I've got a few questions for you.
Yeah, sure.
How are you, by the way?
I'm doing great. It's summer weather here. I'm sipping a caipirinha, you know, the usual stuff.
Okay, cool. So my first question is, are you still quite... Sorry about these questions. Are you still quite mental?
Yeah, pretty much. I think I've gotten worse.
Brilliant. That's good. Where am I going with this?
I don't know. You tell me.
Are you a lady killer?
You need to ask,
not
really?
like a killer, but are you good with the ladies, Bruno? Are you?
That. Yeah, that. Oh, definitely. Of course.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, with that chest hair.
You know.
Do you still do Dota 2 stuff?
Of course I do. You
Yeah.
see me there every day.
Okay. How are you doing with statistics? Like, kind of you still doing stats and stuff?
Of course, that's much more.
Okay. Do you still dress up kind of sexy, maybe with hats and pimp clothes, like kind of sex appeal stuff that the ladies like? You still dress up?
I would never drop that for my life. Ever.
Bruno,
Yes.
you remember at the International where I asked you if you would be interested in taking a job in Stockholm, full-time esports? Would you like to come to Sweden, be more mental than me, so my friends think I'm less mental, take all my money so I'm not a corporate asshole and I'll pay you, hang out with me and be my wingman and teach me how to be a lady killer, maybe ride a bike with me around Stockholm? Can you do wheelies?
Oh, I can do wheelies and those. They call me the BMX bandit.
Perfect. I can do endos. Teach me how to do wheelies. Could you help us with some production, increasing the production with the shows, maybe adding statistics?
Most definitely, yeah.
And the Dota 2 show, you're going to dress up. You said that already. And, dude, that's everything.
Well, the question here is, are you up for it?
Dude, I'm ready. When can you be in Stockholm?
I don't know. Let me check my schedule here. I think I can be there February 11th. How do you think?
Brilliant.
Great. Okay.
I'll see you then, Bruno. Welcome. Congratulations on your new job, full-time in esports with the Good Studio.
Thank you, guys.
You're not going to enjoy it, but thank you.
He doesn't know what he's getting himself into.
Oh, no. Okay, guys. I guess I'll see you very soon then.
Yeah, man. We'll be waiting. I'll have some whiskey for you.
All right. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Done it. By employing Bruno, you guys will think I'm less mental, increasing the sex appeal. I'm going to have a wingman to teach me how to be a lady killer. Going to pull wheelies with me around the town on his bike. Improve the Dota 2 segment. Increase production by adding statistics. And he's going to more shows. And I just found the best solution. Fucking New Year's resolutions are easy, bitches. You guys need to get on my fucking level. This is the Good Studio. Soon, with motherfucking statistics.